Hey guys, thank you for jumping on to another episode of Cooking with KLun Divine. I'm your host, Katina Lundy, and thank you guys for tuning in. Today we're going to be making some delicious homemade butter rolls, but we're going to take a shortcut and use cinnamon rolls. Yes, cinnamon roll. They make the best butter roll and it saves you a little bit of time. So we are going to use some store-bought cinnamon roll. There is 6 rolls inside of this package. So we're just going to take them out and place them over into our pan here. Okay, and to this we are going to use 1 can of milk. You can use the condensed milk, which is a little sweeter, or you can choose to use the evaporated milk. I'm using the evaporated milk today. So, evaporated milk, okay? Either evaporated or condensed. Only 1 can if you're just cooking for a few people. Of course, if you're a large group, then you double the amounts, okay? So we're going to put in that 1 can of evaporated milk, which equals out to 1.5 cup of milk. And then you're also going to use your regular whole milk, but I have the almond milk instead of the regular whole milk. So I'm going to put in 1 can of evaporated milk, which equals to 1.5 cup. Okay, and then I'm going to pour into that 1.5 cup of the almond vanilla milk. To that, we're going to add to it 1.5 cup of sugar, granulated sugar. Okay, so we have 1.5 cup of sugar. You can use anywhere from 1 to 1.5 cups, but if you are a sweets person, you may want to go with the 1.5 cup. But just keep in mind, if you're using this version of the cinnamon roll, remember that the cinnamon rolls are already sweet, so keep that in mind. If you really don't have a sweet tooth, then you may want to use less sugar, but I'm going to go ahead and use the 1.5 cup of sugar. Okay, to this we are going to take our 1 teaspoon measurement, and we are going to add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and of course 1 teaspoon of the vanilla. Okay, vanilla. Alright, so that's what we're going to add to that, and you can use the original Watkins vanilla or whatever brand you want to use, or you can use imitation vanilla, whatever. You just want to give it a little flavor. Some people opt out of the vanilla because they don't like the taste of vanilla, so you can even use lemons, fresh squeezed lemon, or you can buy the store-bought lemon, or if you can find the lemon juice in the little bottles like you find the vanilla and stuff, then buy you some of that and put in there. Okay, so we have our cinnamon rolls. We're going to open that up, and then after you put those ingredients in, then you are going to take 1 whole stick of butter, whatever brand you want. Okay, so 1 stick of butter, right? And then you're just gonna slice the butter and put it on top of your cinnamon roll and your butter milk mixture. So basically your cinnamon rolls are already made because you're taking the shortcut with store-bought, and you're making your milk mixture to pour on top of it out of the other ingredients. So let's get started. So with this, like I said, we have the store-bought cinnamon rolls, and we're just going to take this package, open it up, and put these cinnamon rolls into the pan. Simple. You can just leave them intact like that. Put them in your pan. because we're making the batter in here, we want to make sure that you loosen your cinnamon rolls some so that that milk batter will get, you can just take a knife and put holes in it, or you can just literally pull the cinnamon rolls apart so that it goes through. So I'm just going to take my knife and break these up. So we know this is 6 cinnamon rolls, so you automatically know you have enough to serve 6 people. Like I said, if you want to double it, then of course double your ingredients. Alright. So you see here, guys, I broke them apart. And then we're just going to stick them back into our pan. Like I say, just going to use the knife, make some slits in here because I want that milk mixture to go all the way through and be able to bubble up through the cinnamon rolls. Okay, don't worry about the slits once it cooks. That really won't matter because the cinnamon roll is going to be moist anyway because the mixture is going to bubble up through it. And so just put little slits in there like I'm doing, or either just put some gloves on or whatever and just unravel the entire cinnamon roll. You can do whatever version you want to do in it, or you can just take the cinnamon roll and slice it and dice it into pieces, cut it up and do it that way, whichever is more convenient for you. Okay, so we're all sliced and diced here, as you can see. Slits are in. Now we're going to set this aside for a second, and we are going to take our bowl, clear bowl, whatever bowl you got. I'm choosing the clear one so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Alright, now to this mixture, of course, we have our sugar. I have 1.5 cups of sugar I showed you before, so we're just going to dump our sugar in there. Okay, to this we're going to add our 1 can of evaporated milk, or you can use condensed milk, whatever you want. And again, you're going to add 1.5 cup of your regular milk, whole milk, almond milk, vanilla. I'm using the vanilla almond milk. So you can either measure it with this or take a shortcut and just pour it in the can. But by all means, you want to get 1.5 cups. Which equals to 1 can, 12-ounce can. Okay, 1.5 cups equal 12-ounce can. So we're going to pour that in there. Top back on my milk. Now to this we're going to take our vanilla flavoring. Alright, and remember, 1 teaspoon, not tablespoon, but teaspoon. But if you like the flavor of the vanilla and you want it to be more flavorful, then of course you can do 1 tablespoon. It's totally up to you, but I'm just going to use 1 teaspoon. Okay, remember with this variation that you are using the cinnamon rolls, which already is sweet. It already has icing on it, so that's why I said earlier you may elect to use less sugar. Okay, now to this we're going to add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And you can elect not to use this cinnamon because your cinnamon roll already has cinnamon in it. But I am a cinnamon lover. So I'm going to use the full 1 teaspoon. And cinnamon is something that's good for you. It's healthy for you. So I'm going to go ahead and use the whole thing. It's something that you should incorporate in your diet. So remember to incorporate it in your diet. It is great, great, great for you. And we're just going to give this a great stir. Like so, like so. I'm using a regular spoon, a tablespoon, but you can use a spatula, a mixer, whichever one you want to use, and just blend it in good. Make sure you get everything up from the bottom. Okay, so we're just going to stir this for a couple of minutes. Make sure we get it all mixed in good. Of course, if you know anything about cinnamon, it tends to float to the top. You can and I already have my oven on, and we're gonna cook this at 350 degrees in our oven. Of course, be mindful of your oven. Everybody's oven is different. Your heating elements inside of your oven may vary, so cook according to your oven. Okay, but I'm going to cook it at 350 degrees, and you want to cook anywhere from 25 to 45 minutes depending on, again, your oven variation. So watch it closely, make sure that you don't overcook it. So typically it's going to be about 30 minutes, in that 30-minute range, but it could vary depending on your oven temperature. Okay, so we have that all mixed up. We're going to move that momentarily and set our cinnamon rolls here. Okay, so we have our cinnamon rolls on deck, and we're just going to pour our mixture on top of the cinnamon rolls. Try to pour some on top of each one. I say that's why I put the holes in there, so that it would soak down in between there. But you don't have to worry, it's enough to cover it. So it's going to come to the top. I say just double your batter if you want to use more than 6 cinnamon rolls. And this is delicious. The first time I had this version, I was like, oh my God, it is so good. Now that we have all of that done, we're going to take our knife and your butter. Okay, you don't have to melt your butter. You're just going to do the slice. And remember, you're using the entire stick of butter. And you're just going to randomly place the slices. It really doesn't matter if it's going to melt down, but you can do it this way. Make sure you place a piece on each cinnamon roll, but the butter is going to melt down into your mixture. Of course, you can always go in there and during the cook time and make sure you put some on the sides of it. So basically you're just making sure butter gets throughout your pan. Simple, simple, simple. Alright, so this is the finished product here, and now we're going to go to the oven. Again, the oven is at 350, and you want to cook it anywhere from 25 to 45 minutes depending on your oven heating elements. I'm going to do mine for about 30 minutes. I'm going to check it at about 25 minutes to see how it's coming along. Make sure it adds the texture and the consistency that you want it. As it cooks, the butter will melt down into the milk mixture. The milk mixture will bubble up, infused with the butter, and it's going to boil up through the cinnamon rolls. That's why it's important to put the little slits in your cinnamon rolls so that all of the mixture can come through your cinnamon rolls. And like I did, I cut them apart to help it come through even more. So we're going to put this in our oven, and we'll be back to show you the finished product. So just checking, it's been in the oven about 25 minutes. Excuse me, not 25 minutes, but 15 minutes. Been in the oven about 15 minutes. So I just want to check to see how it's going. See how the cinnamon and butter has infused in there. The cinnamon tends to rise up some. The butter has melted all down through. So we're just going to stick this back in the oven and let it finish cooking. Give it about another 15 minutes or so. But I'll probably come back and check it before those 15 minutes are up. Just want to let you see our progress. Alright guys, our butter roll is finally out of the oven. While that was cooking, I prepared some other things for my Sunday dinner. Quick look at that as well. So we just whipped up a little corn on the cob for tomorrow to go with the butter rolls. Also, I'm going to cook some steak on the grill. I did wash that and season it, and got it wrapped up in the aluminum foil to go on the grill. Cook some green bean white potatoes. So that's it. Nothing fancy, quick, simple little meal for tomorrow. And of course we have our delicious butter roll. Look at that, guys. And remember, we made this with cinnamon rolls, so make sure if you jumped on in the middle of the video, go back to the very beginning and watch it. So it's fresh out of the oven, so I'm going to let it sit for a while. I'm not going to cut it for you guys. I'll zoom in, give you a closer look. But I shared this recipe with my mom, and she made it, and the reviews were awesome. She loved it, and my brother loved it. He nearby ate the whole thing by himself over a period of 2 days. She said he just kept going back getting more. So she only got like one serving, and he ate the remainder. So great recipe to try. Go to the very beginning, get the complete recipe, guys. Please share this video. If you haven't done so, subscribe to my YouTube channel, KLun Divine Inspirations, KLun, KLun Divine, DIVINE, Inspirations, INSPIRATIONS. IONS, KLun Divine Inspirations, on YouTube and on Facebook. Also, guys, check out my Facebook group where you can save on items on Amazon.com. That group on Facebook is KLun Divine Amazing Deals. KLun Divine Amazing Deals. So check that group out on Facebook to get you some savings over on Amazon.com. Right, guys, thank you for tuning in to this awesome video. I've enjoyed making this delicious butter roll for you guys. I hope that you will share. Please leave me a comment about the video, and if you tried, please come back and post a picture of your butter roll and also give me some feedback. Thank you guys for watching. It's been awesome sharing this marvelous recipe with you guys. So don't forget to try. I promise you, if you try it, you won't regret it because it's guaranteed to be delicious. Until the next time, guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Cooking with KLun Divine Inspirations. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.